I don't want to be strong like man who look pretty. I want to be strong like bitch that fight bears in the forest.
Welcome to another episode of Bitch vs. Bear with your hosts, me, Amber, my bestie, Sydney. Woohoo! We are co-owners of Shield Maiden Training Co., and this is a show where we bitch, laugh, and chat about all things fitness and wellness related to women and the LGBTQIA plus community.
We do that. We do.
No, we just do that.
We just do that. Whew. I am glad we are talking about this one today because I think I need more of it.
I think so too. You need something.
So, today's episode is really a pretty crucial one, I think, for summer, and hence why I'm decided July was a good month to do it.
Yep.
And that is, hydrating or dying, essentially. Like, we have to hydrate, and we live in Richmond. It is fucking hot here in the summer.
We are in the midst of a heat wave from hell.
What do they call it? Heat dome. I don't know. I've been listening
dome?
That's the new buzzword for weather people. Yeah. Heat dome, heat bubble. So, yeah.
Lovely.
We're going to talk about, why it's important to keep hydrated. We'll probably go on a tangent about how, when we were growing up, nobody told us to hydrate. We might even go on a tangent about, what I think is the interesting commercialization of, drinking water.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, a wild thing.
For sure.
Yeah. So, if you don't have water near you or something to hydrate with, I suggest you do that now and then buckle up because we're going to talk about it.
We are.
Grab that glass of water or your comfort water bottle or your hydro flask or your Stanley or sippy cup. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever you need.
I'm going to get my Tervis tumbler.
I don't have my Tervis tumbler. I just have my fancy Yeti.
See?
That I got from the spa.
Commercialization of drinking water.
It keeps it so cold.
Which is such
I left it in the car last night when we went out, and it was still nice and cold when I got back.
That's such an American thing.
Yeah.
The Europeans don't like ice in their beverages.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like it either, but
they don't like things super cold. It's kind of...
All right. So, here we go. As temperatures rise, so does our body's need for water. Obvi. Staying hydrated is essential for maintaining overall health, especially during the summer. When we're exposed to heat, we sweat more, losing both water and electrolytes. This can lead to dehydration if we are not careful.
Yeah, dehydration bad.
Yeah.
It does weird things to your body.
It is not good.
It is not good, yeah. So, drinking water keeps us functioning optimally. If you think about human bodies and cars, they need oil for everything to be. We need water.
Yes. I think the closest I have ever felt to dying, actually dying, was when I was severely dehydrated.
Yeah, it does such weird things to your body. Being well hydrated not only keeps you your body temperature at a stable, consistent 98 point whatever it's supposed to be, 98.6. Is that right? I don't know. I run a little cooler, so I always figure out I always have a hard time. It also just like oil, it really does keep us our joints lubricated. When you're severely dehydrated, moving kind of hurts. Your body is being taking all the water it can from all of the other places, and so it gets kind of creaky.
Ooh,
you kind of feel like the Tin Man from
I'm
Wizard
already
of Oz.
kind of creaky. I don't need to add to that.
It prevents infection. So a lot of times what happens if somebody has been severely dehydrated, especially for a long-term, more long-term, that your increase of infection goes up.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your organs need it to work properly. So when you're severely,
What?
if you're dehydrated, things start to shut down, which is not good. That's why you feel like you're dying, because you are.
Literally dying.
Yeah. And then on the other side of that, it's just like food, if you're not properly hydrated, it affects our mood, our energy levels. Like if you're sluggish, if you're cranky, a lot of times it's like drink some water and you will feel so much better.
That was the issue this morning. I wasn't murdered in a ditch. I was just dehydrated.
Yeah, like yes. Good to know you weren't murdered in it. I did check your location. It's okay. So if you are somebody who has like feels a lot of headaches, a lot of fatigue, a lot of dry skin, that could be dehydration. Like you could be more dehydrated than you think you are, because everybody needs different levels of water. I am a kind of a sweatier human, especially when I work out. So what my body does is actually really good at cooling itself. So that hence I sweat more.
That's nice.
Which also means that I need to drink a lot more water than maybe other people who are my same size. Like everybody's a little bit different. So that's an important thing to think about when you're talking about, like, not everybody needs a gallon of water. You can actually drown.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water. Yeah. So it's such an interesting thing, because it's like, we can't just say, okay, well, just drink this amount and everything will always be fine.
What do you mean we're not all the same?
Yeah, you know. So with it being so hot out, it's important to recognize some of the signs of dehydration.
Ooh, okay.
Dry mouth, feeling unusually tired or dizzy, dark colored urine, all of those are red flags.
Okay.
Yeah. We used to say by the time your pee is like dark yellow, you've already been dehydrated. That's not like the first sign. That is like, now your body's like pulling water from other places. Yeah. And that's why you get that very dark yellow.
Things are heading towards critical.
Yes, things are heading towards critical. Critical mass is happening. If you're starting to feel those things, definitely make sure you're increasing your fluids. Water is the best. But the other thing to think about is like the electrolyte side of that. Because like when we sweat, we're also losing sodium, salt. So like that's why people are big into things like Gatorade and like replenishing sugar and salt stores and things like that. So
Makes sense.
Dehydration, yucky.
No good. No good. All right. So now that we've covered why hydration is vital, let's talk about some fun and creative ways to make sure you're getting enough water.
Ooh.
What do you got first in?
Infused water. I love this. So you can put like fruits and vegetables and herbs, all kinds of different things in your water to make it more enjoyable. I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't drink water. I drink soda or tea or whatever, because they're like, I don't like the taste of water, which is weird to me because I don't think water tastes like anything. Or maybe that's what they're missing, is like they expect a taste. And so the things that you can put in that are like some of my favorites are things like cucumber and mint, very refreshing. Lemon and lime to give you a little of that like acidity, kind of like fruit flavor. And berries with like some basil, so like strawberries and basil, also a great combination. Delicious. And if you're having like a barbecue, 4th of July, all of those kinds of things, you could make a big cooler of infused water, and then that encourages more people to drink the water opposed to some of the other dehydrating things like alcohol.
Or at least mix in water with.
Or mix in. The nice thing about adding stuff to water is it gives additional flavor, but it also can give you a little small boost of like vitamins and minerals, like you're getting that in, a little bit of extra of the sugar and things like that. So it's just fun. I like that for a picnic. Yeah, like strawberries and basil is one of my favorites.
I worked at a place that used to make strawberry basil ice cream. Like homemade. It was so good. So good.
Yeah. I could see that being delicious. Okay, what else can we do?
Okay, so we can incorporate hydrating foods. Foods with higher water content can supplement your diet. Like watermelon, cucumber, oranges, and strawberries are delicious options that can help you stay hydrated. Salads with a mix of these fruits and veggies can be both refreshing and hydrating. So you don't just have to put them in your water. You could just eat them.
Yeah, you could just eat them. And also, like, I don't know if this is the same for you. When it's super hot, I'm not usually very hungry.
No.
but we obviously need food to survive too.
Suppose.
So it's a great way to like have something that's refreshing and get some nutrients in there. Like cucumber feta salad is
That sounds delicious.
delicious. Yeah. Or like strawberry and beet salad with like a little bit of goat cheese and some like candied pecans. Like light, put a nice little vinaigrette on it. You're still getting lots of nutrients from that, but it's not so heavy. It's not like eating a cheeseburger or a pizza, which are delicious, but sometimes a little heavy for the summer.
Yeah, that's fair.
One of the other things you can do if drinking water is an issue for you or something that maybe isn't like at the forefront of your mind, like I always know where my water bottle is for the most part, but there's some people who don't. And if you're one of those people, you might want to set like reminders on your phone to drink throughout the day. So you have an indicator. There's lots of water bottles that have like the line markers to encourage you.
Those are fun.
It's kind of a fun, interactive way to drink water.
Yeah. I know Fitbit, you can set up your Fitbit to send you reminders
Oh,
about
cool. I
various
didn't know
different
that.
things. I think there's a water one.
That's cool.
Or you can just set an alarm on your Fitbit. It says, hey, do a thing.
Yeah.
You're like, what am I supposed to do? You're like, oh, right, water.
Water. Yeah, like usually when if I'm working from home, because as we know, I have ADHD, I can hyper focus on things. So I set an alarm to remind myself to like get up and take a break. But when I do that, I always make sure to drink water when I like get up from my desk and like do those things. So that's a good way too. If you're just like, oh, I need to move, but I also need to drink water.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can always, water, there's a lot of water in a lot of different things. Plain water is the best, but you can always do like sparkling water or, a squirt of lemon juice, just something to like mix it up throughout the day. Even seltzer water, if you need the bubbles for extra focus.
Not sure how bubbles help you focus, but yeah.
They do.
Okay.
Don't ask questions.
All right.
It's a thing.
All right.
Ooh, side tangent.
Okay.
I read a thing this morning that was like neurodivergence and why there's a call to water. And it's because like it's a positive sensory experience. And also like they can go underwater and drown out all the noise. So like I was just like found that because like I've always been like a pool, river like kid, and I loved like going underwater, like diving, like, and it's like, oh, maybe that's why. You're not like getting overstimulated in the normal kind of way because like you can regulate it yourself.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I in a later episode, water was the thing that I wrote about. And you gave me a section to write something.
Yeah. So it's just, I found that kind of interesting of like, if you have like a kid or somebody who's like, why are they always like trying to like hold their breath and go underwater? Like they might just be self-regulating, and pools can be overstimulating when your head's above water because there's a lot of kids screaming.
Yeah. It's much calmer underneath.
It is. If that is not a metaphor for life.
Right? Okay. Back on track with hydration apps. There are several apps available that track your water intake and remind you to drink more water. These can be particularly helpful if you struggle to remember to hydrate regularly.
There was like a fun game one that I used to play. I think it was like every time you drank water, you were like watering a garden.
Yeah, I've done. There's a bunch that are like plant-based.
Yeah.
It's like you're hydrating your plants.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's fun.
We're just complicated houseplants. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
Food,
enough.
water, sunlight. That's great. All right. Question and answer time.
Okay.
I'm going to ask the questions. You're going to answer them.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to start with the basics.
Okay.
Why is staying hydrated particularly important during the summer?
Because it's hot.
Yes.
Short answer. Too lazy, didn't read. So during the summer, we lose more fluids through sweating as our bodies try to cool down because it's hot. This increased fluid loss means we need to be more vigilant about replacing our water supply. Staying hydrated helps maintain blood volume, which is crucial for which is crucial for delivering nutrients and oxygen throughout the body, especially when we are active in the heat.
Okay, 10 points for your extended answer. I love it. 5 points for the first one. It's hot.
Minus 5 points for all the stumbling.
Okay. Are there any drinks other than water that you can recommend for staying hydrated?
Yes. While water should be your primary source of hydration, there are other beverages that can help too. My favorite is coconut water. It's an excellent choice because it's low in calories and packed with those electrolytes like potassium. Herbal teas, particularly those served cold, can also be hydrating. Just be mindful of the sugar content in some beverages, as high sugar levels can actually contribute to dehydration.
Yeah. So that's one of those things where it's like kind of sneaky. Like you need sugar, but not too much sugar. Like it's, yeah. So finding the right level. I do love a good tea. We're currently on a good black tea from Trader Joe's that has mango in it.
Ooh.
So like you don't really need to sweeten it because the mango adds enough, and you can steep it like cold. It's like a cold brew tea, which is quite refreshing.
I'll have to go check that out.
Yes.
Sounds lovely.
Okay, so we kind of covered this up at the top, but what are some of the best hydrating foods that we can make sure we're eating during the summer to help with that hydration?
So, like we said before, many fruits and vegetables have a high water content, making them excellent choices to aid in your hydration. Sid's favorite, watermelon, is about 92% water. So, shocker that that's your favorite.
Right.
Cucumbers, strawberries, oranges, and cantaloupe are also great options. These foods not only provide hydration, but also offer essential vitamins and minerals.
That is true. And for, it's hot. Dogs can get dehydrated too. Frozen watermelon makes a great doggy choice. Also has a high sugar content, so they're like into it, and you freeze it, and then it takes them a little while to eat, and it cools them right down. See,
nice.
Multi-purpose, not just for Sydney's, but for puppies too. Okay, so this is the one people are probably out there going, but what about Gatorade and things like that? So are they actually a good option for hydrating?
Well, sports drinks can be beneficial, especially for those engaging in prolonged or intense physical activity where they are sweating a lot. They contain electrolytes like sodium and potassium that help replenish what you're losing through sweat. However, for the average person, like me, water is usually sufficient, and sports drinks should be consumed in moderation due to their higher sugar content.
So you're saying I shouldn't get up every morning and down like a Gatorade?
I mean, not unless you're going to do a couple CrossFit classes.
Good point. Okay. Not doing a couple in one day.
I mean, I guess maybe one long one? I don't know.
Might do a couple in a week. Okay. Before we wrap up, do you have any final tips for our listeners on staying hydrated this summer?
Obviously, yes. I do. So make hydration part of your daily routine. We've talked about routines and how important they are.
They are.
Get it into your routine. Start your day with a glass of water and keep a bottle with you at all times. Listen to your body. And if you feel thirsty, don't ignore it. Don't be like our friends who are like, I'll deal with that later. Let me just finish this first. Keep your bottle with you so that anytime you feel thirsty, you can just drink some water. And remember, staying hydrated is not just about drinking water. Eating water-rich foods and being mindful of your overall fluid intake are equally important. As my mother said when we moved to the desert, if you don't hydrate and drink enough water, you will evaporate.
Yes.
Yes. Some wisdom from Debbie.
I love it. You will evaporate. All right. Well, we hope.
I didn't write it. You did.
We hope you found these tips useful and you are feeling inspired to keep yourself well hydrated this summer during our heat blossom domes, blooms. I don't know.
In the heat.
In the heat. And remember, staying hydrated is key to staying healthy and enjoying all of the fun summer activities. Like if you're dehydrated, you're not going to want to like go sit by the pool. You're not gonna want to like go to the ocean or even like take the dog out on a walk before it gets too hot. Like it's critical to staying hydrated and also being in a good mood.
That too.
Yeah.
Your friends will appreciate that.
They will.
If you don't stay hydrated for yourself, do it for your friends.
That is very much true because nobody wants a cranky person at the pool.
No.
Okay. So whether you're lifting weights or lifting each other up, let's keep breaking barriers, building strength, and embracing our rainbow of resilience. Until next time, stay fierce and stay fabulous.